I tell people, if you give me a word, I give you a poem. Now, as you think of a word, I have to do what I like to call a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. I said a quick hat tip. Blip, blip, where I tip my hat to some people who did some dope things and some dope things I was a part of. Now, so first and foremost, I'm going to start off. This is a little lengthy one slightly, but I'm going to make it quick. First and foremost, quick hat tip. Blip, blip, to my man Ty Mathis, Carla Laura, Ty Fest. We was out there rocking. I was on the mic hosting that thing. Suge Daniels was in the building. The Last Word was in the building. Simply Sound Vibrations was in the building. And it was just serene and good for the soul. Shouts out to Theater Inn for allowing that to happen. That was an amazing vibe. Quick hat tip. Blip, blip. The Urban Shaman Attack live at Finnegan's Delaware Music Network presents. The amount of sounds that they just had perfuming throughout that room. I was in the building. Shouts out to Maya Roland Muff was in the building. Shouts out to Shannon Lally. He was in the building. Joe Bellardo. We was all out there. I got labeled the Black Mormon. Don't ask questions. All I'm saying is shouts out to them. Oh, man. Live at Finnegan's. Again, blip, blip. Oh, shouts out to the MKT place. The Sweet Nightmare. If you have not, go check on my page. I did a video. They had a Tim Burton tribute in the gallery. It was amazing to be a part of, to be there. They had their closing show. Shouts out to Sarah Crawford. Shouts out to my man A Bravo, the Ill Astro from Rum Cake. You know him. You know what I'm saying? He filmed.
That's
he
my
filmed
boy.
the vibes. Yes. So if you go look at the video, Ill Astro filmed the vibes. Sarah Crawford curated the room, and it was so many amazing artists that was a part of it. Shouts out to Brian Mills, he was on the joint. Jonia, Shantae Young, it was just so many, and then I just did a spoken word that kind of took us through the vibe. So check that out. That's on my page. And hat tip to all those involved. Also, hat tip. Blip, blip. I said a hat tip straight to the Taki Oliver and my man Hermie Potter. What? Because they had a whole Halloween party out there in the city. If y'all don't know, that was last Friday. The Halloween party in the city was listen. Okay, they was lit out there. They had a great time. The city was citying. And that's all I can say. Shouts out to the nuns involved. With that said, yeah, don't even. Shouts out to them. Also, a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. Oh, so my man Darnell Miller, he had Live at the Loft. Oh, what? The vibes. They had the Oh, man. Shouts out to my man Tanksley. He was one of the performers. I feel so bad for forgetting the name of the other performer there. But it was like a quaint, intimate setting. Oh, he had the bartender there popping. The beverages was flowing. Life was good. Live at the Loft doing that once a month. So I got to give a shout out to him. He also got his show coming on WJBS coming. So, playing a lot of indie artists. So I got to give a shout out to Darnell Miller, of course, for that. Also, Pat Tip, blip, blip, to the Rebirth Live. What? Yes, that's Shea, Marriott, Eli, the South got something to say. My man Corey, they had this live podcast conversation situation over at Theater Inn with, listen, even Blake was on that stage having a conversation. It was that real. You know what I'm saying? They talk about, listen, but as a man, listen, you got to care about yourself. Because what women going to do, they was going deep, okay? Their single tears was just dropping slowly. I don't know why. But shouts out to the Rebirth Live, and shouts out to them for putting on an amazing show. Also, hat tip, blip, blip, Pink Gumbo. My man Shannon Lally had an all-female lineup up there hosted by, Steffi the Light. What? Listen, Maya Bellardo was up in there with the vocals. Say what? Listen, when I tell you, it was an amazing array of females. It was so many of them. It probably was like it was Gretchen Emery. It was a lot. Okay, it was probably about 5 or 6 different females. He rang the bell for his mom. The breast cancer bell for getting past it. It was like, yeah, you felt it was like. So shouts out to them. Shouts out to everybody who part of the Pink Gumbo. Also, last but not least, hat tip, blip, blip, to you, Shea the Shane. Hey, for being a guest on this show, having a great conversation, talking about some dope stuff. So, with that said, anybody you want to give a quick hat tip to? Anybody you want to, blip, blip?
I want to give a hat tip out to everybody that I work with. Eric, Andrew helped me with the comic books, with the illustration and all that. Soul Synthesis, they about to rock out. My background singers. Shout outs to everybody, everybody that's helped me grow in, my career.
Absolutely. And by the way, Soul Synthesis was also the band for Pink Gumbo too, so they was rocking out too. So shouts out to them. All right, now every once in a while you've done this maybe once or twice before, so I always enjoy when you get to do it. It becomes a moment. So it's time for you to give me a word.
The word of the day is single.
Say it again. I ain't hear you. You did all that, and it skipped on you. So now you gotta do it again, regular.
See, you gotta get your internet connection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I said single.
Single, and I'm single. Okay. All right. I'm thinking. So some can ask me when I can find the time. Most of the time, I would tell them it's hard for me to have it defined when I'm always on the run trying to catch up to the picture that's inside the frame of mind. See, it's hard for me to clarify when I can divide my time up for someone else, because a lot of times it's hard for me to find extra to give to someone else. I'm out of capacity. And I don't want to give somebody just what's left over of me. So what they tend to ask of me is too much for me to have to pour out. So I tend to have to keep moving, and then they don't understand why I'm always on the way to run out. See, you could tell me that maybe I'm always ready to travel. Maybe I'll take on more than I can handle. Maybe I'm trying to build up something that they can't dismantle. So this is why I want to make sure that when I speak, it's precise and it's never me just trying to ramble, because effort I can give to things I care about, because only in that way is it ample. See, I need you to understand why this isn't a duo. Somebody would tell me, hey, why do you do so much? I say, because if I slow up, then I just honestly don't know. I have to make sure that I leave room to grow. And if they can't grow with, then they can take the back seat and sit, because I need to make sure that I'm going what I'm trying to get. I hope that this shoe is meant to fit, because otherwise they ain't walking with this. See, this is meant to make them know why sometimes you got to move on, because it's easier to do that than to stay on to something that makes you have to stay strong because it should have been gone. See, they need to know why you want to understand their story and understand that truthfully, any story that has been told before me has to be great enough for me to adore it, to stay with it, to make sure that it's committed so I don't quit it. See, this is what you need to be besides you to be uplifted. Sometimes it's hard being just young, black, and gifted. Sometimes loneliness is something that's a part of it, but you're willing to risk it as long as you're on the race to greatness, as long as you can get it. See, what I want you to know is simply to yourself, you have to stay true. And if that's what you have to do in the path, sometimes you got to stay single.
Okay, go ahead.
Something like, you know what I mean?
I like that.
Quick word salad.
Hey, yo, G-Dash, boy, take your hat off. Fine. This week on Hats Off with G-Dash Jones.